Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols, and I'm here to bring you your Nichols Words, and today we're going to feature my favorite text block in every translation that I have read, to include the RSV, which I am currently reading. So you're going to notice a theme here. You're going to notice a lot of double column, you're going to notice a lot of large print, you're going to notice a lot of bottom reference. So let's check it out. First of all, let's start with the NIV. Of course, you're going to go with the NIV Quintel, because in the NIV Quintel, this is one of the few that really check the boxes for me. It has that large print. This is actually the 36 GSM paper too, so I really enjoy this. But it's going to have your references on the bottom. The only thing about the Quintel that I don't like they put the textual notes in the corner. I wish they would do them like they do on the Stridon and put them on each side. But this is an excellent layout. It has bold verses, it has red accented chapter numbers, page numbers, and chapter headings. And then when you get into the New Testament, this is one of the few NIVs that has the words of Christ in red, if that's something that you like. In the RSV, which I am almost done with the Old Testament in, we have the RSV Quintel. The RSV is largely out of print, so you're going to go with the Quintel here because it's one of the very few modern layouts of the RSV. And again, you see that same theme. Love the drop caps. Paragraph format except for in the poetic settings. References on the bottom, 10-point font. Most of the times the Quintel has an 11-point font, but they shrunk this one down because they put the Apocrypha in here with it, which is very nice. Now you see a lot of Schuyler right now, because the NLT, there's a lot of good layouts, but when it comes to a large print thin line, Schuyler just gets it right. And this has the drop caps, the 10-point font. They made this one a little smaller just to make it a little thinner, because Quintels are normally a little thick daddies, but this is actually a thin line. And of course, double column, large print, 10-point font, paragraph format, red accents, understated chapters, drop caps, bottom references. So this is just the way it is. We're going to skip these two because these two are special. Let's move on to my favorite NRSV, and this one is a large print, double column. It has some notes in the corner. There are no references in this edition, but it does have the Apocrypha in the middle. And of course, when you get to the New Testament, words of Christ are in black. So this is a very nice layout. The NRSV is one I don't read as much, kind of like the NIV as well. The NET, surprise, surprise. It is the Thomas Nelson, large print, thin line. Again, you're going to see that same theme, that same idea. This one does not have the references on the bottom. It does have a few notes. This one isn't designed to be heavy on the notes. If you want the full notes edition, that is a good alternative to this, but this is a really nice large print thin line. This is a newer release. You used to not be able to get this in the King James, but now you can. Check it out. It is a large print thin line paragraph layout with the bottom references. You see a theme going on here? That is my favorite KJV. This is another KJV that I really like that I'm going to give an honorable mention, and it is from Humble Lamb, and you can see why. Now what really makes this one stand out is it has the Doré art, it has the blue accents, it has the words of Christ in blue, and it has the references on the bottom, but it gives you the archaic words. So this is my favorite KJV, but I couldn't leave this one out just to let you see it because it's pretty awesome. Now we have the LSB. This is a brand new release from the LSB, and what really makes this one nice is it's a 13-point font, so it's a giant print, but it doesn't look gaudy to me. And it has those really nice bold verse numbers, just really excellently laid out with those references on the bottom. I even like the little red accented page breaks here. Thought those were nice. And then when you get to the New Testament, the words of Christ are going to be in black. So if you don't like red letters, this is a great option. Moving to the NASB. This is the NASB Preacher's Bible from Zondervan, and this one doesn't have quite as large a font. This has a 10-point font, and it doesn't have much in the area of notes. It just has some here and there occasionally, because this is designed to be a preaching Bible, not a reference or a note Bible, but it does give you a few every now and then. Now with the NASB 2020, this one looks very similar to the other layouts that I love. Double column, paragraph format, bold verses, bottom references. Are you bored yet? Well, here's good news. I'm about to change it up on you. Woo! Pull the juke move. And this is my favorite CSB. It is the large print single column. Now this one doesn't have much in the form of references, but it does have plenty of notes on the bottom. And then when you get to the New Testament, whenever the Old Testament is quoted, they're going to have that in bold lettering just like that. Now when you get to the New Testament in the CSB, they will reference whenever the Old Testament is quoted. So it's got references in that sense, but it doesn't have cross references like you're used to. For the Douay-Rheims, it used to be the Baronius Press, but since I've gotten the Loretto, I love that bold font. That reminds me of Comfort Print. It's got nice little drop caps, good little chapter introductions, and this is just a beautifully laid out Bible. I'd love to see them offer this in a genuine leather. Now, for the BSB, which I've read, there's only one option, and that is the option they have out, which is a 2-column bottom notes. They do have some references within the subheadings, and they do have some minimal references down here, but this is just really nice, and they define some of their translation choices here, which is where this really shines. Excellent laid out Bible. As for the last two, these are my top 2 translations, so obviously these are going to be my top 2 text blocks. The ESV Omega, 10-point font, beautifully laid out, double column, bottom notes. The only thing I don't like about the Omega is the corner references, and it's because they're so small, and it does kind of throw those columns off as well. But for me, what do you get right? You get the scripture right, and that's something they did with the ESV Omega. Now, for the last one, this is the NKJV thin line, and you can see bottom reference, double column, 36 GSM paper, words of Christ in blue when you get to the New Testament, beautifully done. It has the beautiful goffered edges. This is the one. This is the best laid out Bible in existence. I absolutely love it because it's in my favorite translation, but you can't go wrong with any of these. These are all excellently laid out. So what's your top layout in your favorite translations? Let me know in the comments. God bless you. Keep calm. Jesus on. This is your Nichols Worth.